Alright, what is going on? Welcome to the channel. Alright, so we are here in Great Falls, Virginia. We are on Georgetown Pike, and this is going to be basic autopilot. And this is a pretty windy, curvy, dangerous road, so to say. As you can see, we're about to run into some obstacles. And I have run this test with FSDBETA in many conditions, and it tends to prevail. This will be the first time I'm running it using autopilot. So, buckle your seatbelts, and here we go. Right after this light. And just so you know, if I didn't plan this video, so if something fails, I am ready to take over. Just because I've seen it, handle itself with FSDBETA, I'm not convinced that it's going to work with autopilot. So I think it should in the back of my head, but at the same time, I really need to see how it functions on certain turns and how it handles itself in oncoming blind situations like this. And I'm already noticing a little bit of the shakiness compared to FSD. Not sure why it doesn't share some of those similar habits, but let's see what it is capable of, because if it can run this whole course here, I'd be pretty impressed. So starting off with the speed limit here, we're leaving it at 40, so hopefully it adjusts. Alright, really smooth with this first turn here. Just for reference point to some of the locals, we're going to be coming up here on difficult, the hiking grounds, difficult run here to our right. Yep, here we go, just below this hill is where you park your car. And this is going to be the most difficult turn of the drive, so here we go. Let's see. Really nice, smooth steering. And here we go. Nicely done. All right. Okay, so it did it, and it didn't have any cars coming either way, but I'm pretty confident it just would have done it a little slower. Bumper to bumper traffic would have been more interesting to see, but it has been raining back here. Oh, here we go with a really sharp turn. Oh, I felt that one coming, but the Tesla slowed down while it was turning, which is something normally it doesn't do, or no one does while driving. So what I'm gonna do is select 35 max. These are some back roads. But it does a pretty good job about maintaining distance and not speeding. So, you typically set that as your max. Doesn't mean you're going to necessarily be driving at that. Steering wheel nag, you can see, just as consistent as it needs to be. It's not overwhelming. Honestly, I couldn't really tell you a big difference between FSD and autopilot when it comes to that. So if you're wondering if you get less steering wheel nags, for now, no. But who knows in the future, they, might change that. Yeah, I have to say I'm really impressed with autopilot. It did a wonderful job going through Georgetown Pike, which is honestly one of the most difficult routes for it, to handle, just on a straightaway. There are more difficult routes when it comes to lefts and rights, but for autopilot to be able to handle this on, one go, it's pretty impressive. This is a road that a lot of Virginians take, especially if you live here in the DMV area. I know it's kind of like, ooh, we got a forward collision warning there on that turn. Interesting. Good thing I'm running autopilot, so I didn't get that forward collision warning affecting my safety score. Well, it better not. But because it says whenever autopilot's engaged, it won't count that towards you. So yeah, I think that was because of the way it took that turn, and that's the second time I've seen it do that. And that's maybe like kind of probably going to be my biggest feedback is, the smoothness of the steering can use a lot of improvement. It does a phenomenal job about, following the road, but when you got some sharp turns, as you can see, like, for some reason, FSD can, like, kind of sense those turns coming up and slow itself down for it, whereas autopilot kind of acts more like a cruise control and just sticks to the speed and just goes, and that can be worked on a little bit. So that's kind of my PSA for this video. But all in all, I mean, I gotta score that like a solid 8, because I actually started using my, I started with autopilot, of course, when I got my Tesla first. And I got into the FSDBETA program when they had 10.12. So I don't, think I was, anyone special for getting in. I maybe it was just timing or whatever. But I did get in before it was like a public release. I was part of the 10.12 branch, and I have to say I've seen the improvement quite a bit with FSD. But one thing I haven't been paying attention to is the improvement of Autopilot. And since basically 10.12 branch, which was like a little over a year ago, yeah, I haven't really seen Autopilot, and I have to say, Autopilot is great. Like, honestly, like, FSD went up in price since I got it. Now it costs $15,000. Maybe something I would have thought twice about too, but at the end of the day, it is a wonderful tool. Just consider it as AI for the roads. It really is. It does everything that you do on the roads, but for you, with a bunch of ones and zeros. As you can see, the way it takes the turns with Autopilot, it's not running the same stack of technology at all. It is still running a previous basic Autopilot. FSD is really enhanced compared to this. You can feel it on the turns just immediately. If there's anything a little bit angled, so to say, then it will, like right now. Let's see how it handles this. So we've got a sign coming up here saying 25 miles per hour to slow down to. So let's see if it's able to recognize that, or at least sense the roads. Because if not, okay, yeah, it is. It's slowing down. All right, here we go. It's taking this turn. Nice. All right, this is the final step here, the final stage. It handled. Ooh, and we got a nice little puddle there. So that was my test, basically from Route 7 to 495, which is basically the whole Georgetown Pike. And to know that Autopilot can handle it, is pretty cool. There's a lot of room for improvement here, I have to say. Seeing it now compared to FSD, I see the difference, but at the same time, I have to say really well done for Autopilot. Alright guys, well, thanks for watching this video. Hit that like button if you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel for more Tesla, FSD, Autopilot. And there goes the first takeover since I gotta switch lanes. And yeah, I'm gonna bring you as much content as possible. And drop a comment if there's anything specific you want to see, or some key differences between Autopilot and FSD Beta. Alright, thanks again for watching, and have a great day.